and your style blends dark pop, post-punk, and synthwave. How would you describe your sound to someone who hasn't heard your music yet?
Oh, I've been thinking about how I would describe my music because I think it's morphed. When I started out, because I had been in a few bands, but when I started doing some solo stuff, I started with mainly acoustic, and I wanted to be this like gothic country or southern goth, even though I'm not from the South. Um, that kind of artist. So some of my earlier songs reflect that, and then I moved into more synth and electronic and sort of that darker alternative vibe. So I always just say like dark alternative because I'm not sure how to categorize it at this point because I feel like like the song with Ben was a little more rock vibes, and my other work has been more synth based. So I think I'm leaning more towards the synth, so maybe more like dark wave, synth wave vibes, but we'll see. I'm not 100% sure.
Your voice singing reminds me to Sirenia's vocalist,
Oh,
Eileen.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day, listening
Oh,
your latest single.
yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's very hard, I think, to categorize because I also for a while was like, I'm a singer-songwriter. And I think when people think of you as a singer-songwriter, it's a completely different, you're like, oh, someone with, I don't know, like Joni Mitchell or someone with an acoustic guitar, writing songs you'd hear in a coffee shop. That's singer-songwriter vibe. So I've been unsure of how to market myself, as an artist.
And is there a song of yours that you feel represents your essence as an artist the most?
Oh, I think I'm really proud of my song Dark Desires. I think that was it. I wrote it, entirely by myself. Not that that's good or bad, but it just kind of came to me, and I worked with a producer in Germany, and we just connected and vibed, and the whole creation of that song is like what I want all of my music to kind of sound like, with these haunting background vocals and these weird sounds. And um I think I recorded my voice like I was reading a poem, and I put it in reverse. So it's just like all this creepy stuff packed into one song, and I think that's me in a nutshell. Like that's what I strive for all of my music, my future music, to be like that.
And do you usually start with lyrics, melody, or the visual concept of a song?
Most of the time, I hear melodies in my head. So I just hear melodies all day long, and I try to record them into my phone. And most of the time they're trash and I never go back to them. But it's easier for me to start with a melody. Once in a while, I'll hear, or I don't know, I'll see a word or a phrase, and I'll come up with lyrics. So, for example, there's a song that I haven't finished writing yet, and it's called, but I have the title because I was watching this YouTube video about like, I think it was called like the nightmares that Christians crave or something like that. And so I don't even remember what it was about, but, um, and like, I think about like Satan worshiping or something. And so I was like, oh, so I took Nightmare I Crave. And I was like, that's a song title. So I have that, and I'm in the process of writing that. So that's without having a melody first. which is a little more challenging, I think.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, no, it has to be, I have to see something and be like, oh my God, this line or this word, this is incredible. I need to use it. But it doesn't like come out of, I'm not like, I don't just think of phrases in my head that would make really good lyrics. I think that comes a bit harder. It's a bit more difficult for me.
And which current artist inspires you the most right now?
Oh, I really love, so I've been listening to a lot of Chelsea Wolfe. She's just, her voice is so haunting and beautiful, and she can have these heavy songs, but also have these beautiful, just acoustic pieces, just her and her acoustic guitar playing in the woods or forest. Like, I don't, and she's so inspiring with her songwriting and, not just because she's very dark and my vibes are dark, but, um, I also think she has a very unique aesthetic and, songwriting ability. I just really love her music. And I'd say, who else have I been? Um, I've recently discovered Ali X, who's I think more pop, but one of her albums, it's very synthy and like 80s and goth, and I was really, she produced it, I guess, herself, like wrote the whole album herself and produced it. And so that's someone I've been kind of looking at and seeing, what she's doing and how she's doing things and just taking some notes. So,
It might be hard doing everything on your own.
yeah, I'm not very good at producing. I've tried and I'm learning, like I'll do my demos myself, like whether it's with an acoustic guitar or on my computer using Logic. But then I give it to a producer who can make it sound, because I have all these ideas in my head that I can't quite figure out in some of the software. So, yeah, I like to pass it on to someone else.
And your songs tackle deep themes like loneliness, guilt, and death. Does
Yeah.
writing them help you personally as well?
Yeah, so I feel like because of, um, I mean, we all kind of suffer from something, and because I suffer from depression, and I have a lot of depression, and I also have like addiction and alcoholism history, but I've been sober, and so all of that pain kind of fuels my art and fuels the lyrics that I write, and I have to go to a place when I write a song and when I'm going to record it. If it's a really sad song or angry, I have to actually get to that place in order to record it and have it be effective, or effective to me, like be good enough for me. But so I have to like go to a very depressing place when I'm recording it. Um, which I don't know if that's good or bad because then I'm like really depressed the whole night afterwards. I'm like, I just made myself so depressed just so I could record that one song. But yeah, it's just, that's how I kind of have to. I can't be in a good mood and record a song that was really hard to write emotionally. So,
Well, art needs feelings.
yes, it needs feelings, and you know, I don't want to say I'm always angry or upset when I'm like recording, but I have to visualize or go to a place that's really dark, and sometimes it's hard to come out of that after recording, especially, if I'm recording for say 2 or 3 hours trying to get all the vocals, harmonies, um I have to kind of stay in that place while I'm doing it. So it can be challenging and dark,
But necessary.
but necessary. Yeah.
Has a song ever changed completely from the initial idea to the final version?
Yeah. Most of, I think most of my songs, when not a handful of them, I should say, not most, I'll write them on my acoustic guitar because I don't play, I play acoustic guitar. I can play electric guitar too, but I'm not a piano player. I can hit a few keys and do some things, but that's not my instrument. So when I send a demo to someone, like I'll have an idea and I'll be like, this is my song. So for example, I have a song called Borrowed Skin that I worked with Matt McJunkins from A Perfect Circle on. He produces. He produced it. I sent him this demo. It's just me on my acoustic guitar, and I was like, this is like an angry song, and he made it into this beautiful dark piece. I ended up going to LA to record the vocals at his studio, but it was completely different from like I wrote the song initially, I think when I was 19, and it's just a basic acoustic track, like three chords, me just singing, being angry. Um, but then it became this still angry but beautiful, dark, mysterious piece that's a little more on the electronic side because that's his vibe when he, produces for other. He does other stuff too that's more, rock, but I think electronic goth is his vibe as far as production goes. So it worked. And it sounds completely different. Like two different songs completely. So when I play it live, I'm like, I have to play this on my acoustic. I don't know how to play this, but it's yeah, so but different in a good way. Like it really um changed the song into something way more amazing than I could have imagined. So
Your collaboration with Ben Christo excited many fans. How did this connection came about?
yeah, so Ben and I have been friends for a couple of years, and I had asked him, if we could collaborate on a song together. So we started writing virtually, over Zoom because we're in different countries. So um, we had, they would be like hour-long sessions, and I forget how many sessions we had, but we actually started with lyrics, I think. We started with a concept. So the concept started as like I live in a really old house. So it was this sense of being kind of trapped in this old house and I don't know, we were talking about ghosts and creepy things, but then also we started talking about anxiety and depression and that kind of morphed into a song. And then Ben sent me so that was about a year and a half ago is when we started writing it. And then because, he's busy with Sisters of Mercy and his band Diamond Black, like, and then I was busy. So it just kind of was in limbo for a little while. And he created this really awesome demo that initially was just, I think we were thinking like a drum machine or something like, um, but it just kind of morphed into this song with bass, real drums. And but yeah, I can't believe it's finally here because we wrote it. It was just these initial ideas like, let's write this song, let's collaborate, because it would be really cool and fun to collaborate because we both have similar style and vibe, but we're also very different. So Ben's, very much more dark rock. That's his kind of vibe, especially with Diamond Black, his band. Um, and my vibe is more on the gothic, synthy, slash acoustic vibe. We're not really sure yet. um, but that's so it was, and I don't have a rocking style voice. My voice is very, I can't sing like rock songs. I don't yell. I don't, have a raspy singing voice. So, um, it was cool to see that kind of come together and be this very unique collaboration of our similar styles and also our very different styles of music. And yeah, so it was just, we were friends and we were like, let's work on a song together. And then I brought in, because I had recorded, I was friends with Matt McJunkins from A Perfect Circle, and he's also in a bunch of other bands too. But um, so he plays bass for A Perfect Circle, and then Jeff, who is the drummer for Devo. So they're friends, and they often record out of Jeff's studio in LA. So I was like, hey, it would be really cool if we could get Matt involved in this project. He could produce it, play bass, and then if we want to hire real drums, Jeff would be awesome. Like, it would be such a super group to have, like, Perfect Circle, Sisters of Mercy, Devo, like, and then me, who's not part of anything. But, but yeah, it was so cool, like, bringing that all together. I think it was, yeah, super proud of this project.
I really like the song. I've listened to it
Oh,
so
thank you.
many times.
Thank you. It's so different from what I would normally release as a song, which is, at first I was like, oh, I don't know how are my vocals gonna sound, because so I recorded out in LA at Matt's studio, and he he's so sweet, and he guided me, because I'm very like, like that's kind of my Mariah Carey.
More
No, but
like I
that's my
siren.
but it's very like, I don't know if ethereal, but I love Tori Amos. Like Kate Bush, that's my vibe vocally maybe, but Matt was like, "Okay, give it a little more something." Like, maybe just, so we just did a bunch of takes, and he made me feel really comfortable because he was like, we're just hanging out, we're just practicing, like, but then he would save those takes and use them, because I still feel a little shy with my, like, recording in a studio when someone else is there, because most of the time I record in my own private studio at my house where no one's watching me. So um yeah, but I'm really happy that the song has gotten a lot of love. And um Ben is a really great lyricist, and my right again, like the different styles, Ben's writing style is I think very different. We're in a good way, not nothing is in a bad way, but my writing style is very like, I don't know, for my song Borrowed Skin, it's like, I am crazy, you were dead, I took your wife, slept in your bed. Like, it's just very angry. I don't know, there's no poetic beauty in it, I feel. Whereas Ben has this, he's been doing this for a really long time and has been in some really big bands, and has kind of developed his craft more. So writing with him I learned so much, because his writing style is very different and unique, and kind of took me out of my comfort zone and out of my own little bubble. So it was great.
And how do you prepare mentally to perform in front of the people, knowing that you are shy?
Oh, well, um, I normally, I just like say to myself over and over again, I'm gonna vomit. I'm gonna vomit. So it's gotten a lot better. It's gotten a lot better. Now I think I know my songs enough, and I haven't had anything like crazy happen while performing, luckily, yet. So I haven't had to kind of think fast and be like, oh crap, my guitar strap broke, or I broke a string or something. I'm sure that will happen, but Um, I just think to myself, like, I've come this far and I can do this. And even if I suck tonight, and because I'm always like, oh, someone's going to record it. And there's going to be a recording of me like singing really badly or playing the wrong chords. But I'd rather just get it over with, like, just do it. The more I do it, the more comfortable I'll be. And I've had, and I've even, talked to Ben about this, like stage fright, and he's kind of talked me through it sometimes and has helped, like, get me over that. Like, you can do this. It's, what's on the other side of fear? There's nothing. You'll tomorrow at this time you'll be like, what were you even afraid of? So sometimes he's helped me, like, we've talked it through. Um, but yeah, it's still a challenge. Like, it's very challenging. And I'm always like
I can
drenched in
imagine.
sweat. I'm just like sweating and I'm like, oh my God, everyone's gonna see me sweating. But whatever.
But you're sharing because it was very intense, the
Yes,
performance.
exactly. Yes. I'm so into it that I'm sweating.
And do you have any other collaborations planned or artists you dream of working with?
I don't have any other collaborations. I mean, it would be so amazing to work with Chelsea Wolfe on a song. She's amazing. I mean, obviously we know Mariah Carey I love, but, but, yeah, no, I would love to work. It'd be so cool to work with Chelsea Wolfe. I am, although I haven't asked him yet, so I would, I'd like to work on another song with Matt. Um, yeah, I'll probably work again with him because he's such a pleasure to work with, and we he knows, like, my style and vibe of song, and all I have to do is say, like, similar to this artist's style, and he's like, yep, I got it, I know it. And he'll send me, like, an instrumental, or if I send him a demo, he'll come back and have this amazing thing. So yeah, I'll probably work with him again, just because everything he does is amazing.
And how does Salem, your hometown, influence your music and aesthetic?
Well, so Salem, so I mean, it has a really dark history that's, it's sad, right? The history of, innocent people being accused of witchcraft, but there's that aspect of it. And then now it's become this huge tourist attraction. People from all over the world want to come to Salem because, I mean, we have the Salem Witch Museum, the witch house, like, everything is creepy and Halloween like and goth, and which can be good and bad because then it kind of, it's taking away a little bit from the history or making it like a commercialized a product. And but also, like, the neighborhood I grew up in is called Witchcraft Heights. That's the name of the neighborhood. And my elementary school, still to this day, is called Witchcraft Heights Elementary School. So it has this allure to it that, like, it's unique. It's very unique. So I think coming from Salem and being in such a dark, I mean, there's a huge music and art community there, and, like, goth scene, and it's such a fun place to be. Um, so a lot of that has shaped my my songwriting, and just kind of being from a city that has such a dark history. I think that aspect of it is not unique. A lot of places in the world have dark histories, but it's kind of, it's just lingered because Salem's not huge. So it's this kind of stain on the city, the Salem witch trials. So yeah, it's kind of it's dark. I mean, it's a fun place, but it's also very dark. And I think that's shaped a lot of the darkness in the city has shaped my music as well.
But do you feel well there, or
Do I what?
can either maybe it's a dumb question, but do you in Salem do you feel well, or do you in calm, or do you feel like if they are now in peace?
I feel like they're,
I
yeah, I feel like the city's done a lot in the past maybe 10 to 20 years to um, bring awareness to what happened. And there's, I think, or my hope is that everyone who is accused is at peace now and is kind of like their name has been cleared. So, but it took so long for their names to be cleared, even though it happened in the 1600s and we're at 2025, like, um, but I think that in general, Salem is a peaceful place. I mean, that's what the word means. I think in Hebrew, I could be wrong, but I think Salem means peace. So, um, but it feels more peaceful now, I guess, than it did maybe even 10 years ago.
it's sad to have lived so much suffering.
Yeah, it's wild and again, it's not unique. Like Salem, there were I think 19. I could the numbers. I know some historians will be like there was 18 or there was 20. I think there were 19 people that were hanged who were accused or who were put to death accused of witchcraft. So obviously there are countries in Europe that had thousands upon thousands of people accused who were put to death, but for some reason like this history just has put a bad like curse on the town, I guess you could say, because I don't know, because it's such a small community, or it was a very small community.
And if you had to define your music in one word or concept, what would it be?
Oh. Um, that's very hard. Um,
Or phrase?
I want to say like dark, obviously dark, but um, I don't know, like dark, ethereal. This is a hard question. Um, so it's funny because Matt, and my friend Amelia, we were joking that we were like, oh, cemetery rock, but it's not. It's just like, we were just trying to like think of a new category. So we called it, so it could be like dark, ethereal cemetery rock. Let's go with that for now because it sounds fun.
It's a cool name,
Yeah.
so it's nice. What inspires you the most? Personal experiences, literature, movies, or something else?
I think a combination. I definitely personal experiences. I think everything that I've gone through in life has shaped my personality in many ways, my music. Um, because I suffer from depression, I spent some time, at a mental facility. Actually twice, but I'm very open about it. So, I don't see it as something to be embarrassed. I mean, I'm probably a little embarrassed, but also it's made me stronger and I've learned so much about myself. And then that can come out in music and an art form. So that's I find a lot of inspiration through pain. Not that I go looking for pain, but it's just if there's so much pain, what do you do with it? Like you can either end your life, go do, drugs, alcohol, I don't know. So I just like use it to create music. But I also get a lot of inspiration from, watching movies or watching TV. Like a few years ago, I was obsessed with the show Lucifer. I don't know if you're familiar with that TV
Yes,
show on Netflix. I
I've
just
watched
thought it
it.
was like such a fun show, and I wrote a song. It's more like Western goth or whatever. But my song "Riding with the Devil" was written based on that, like I was inspired by that show. So like I would take notes of different phrases that were said during the show in each episode, and I like would write my own thoughts about it, and then I created a song that way. So it can be so like that song's not really personal at all. So I think I like to marry personal experience with like art that's already out there.
If a fan wanted to start composing in this dark emotional style, what advice would you give to them?
I would say, so what I do when I'm trying to get inspired to write, say, a new song. So right now I'm trying to get inspired to write a new song, whatever that song ends up being. So what I'll do is I like to lay in bed at night and I'll put my headphones on and I have a playlist of dark classical music that I'll listen to. So maybe it's Mozart's Requiem or Beethoven. I think it's Beethoven Moonlight Sonata. Just like these really dark classical pieces to get some inspiration. But it could be sometimes it's like really depressing piano music instead of just dark. But anyway, um and I think I would say just listen to a lot of different genres like so because as silly as it sounds like and I love like what do you call it like retro country so like Johnny Cash and that kind of country music I like and that's country music though but there's a lot of pain in that and darkness in that so you can even if you're not writing in that style you can take those concepts and ideas and make it your own. So I've done that. And then also you have to kind of go to a dark place. You have to, maybe not necessarily internal. I would say internally, yes, you have to be like, it's more authentic if you can write from personal experience. Like if you've suffered in some way and you're writing dark, like sad or angry music, it feels a little inauthentic if you are writing just to write stuff like that. Um, but I also like to walk in cemeteries. So it's like, I would say that's my advice. Like, go somewhere where there's darkness. It could be like a cathedral, or we don't really have many cathedrals here, or any, but like a church or a cathedral if you're over in Europe. So yeah, just go someplace that's filled with darkness and beauty. That would be my advice.
And do you have a funny or unexpected anecdote from recording or touring you'd like to share?
Mm. Oh, there was one. So when I was recording, actually, I should tell Ben this one. I was recording, when I was recording vocals for Closing the Dark with Matt, we would, for some reason, every time we went to the chorus, he would be like, all right, now we're going to try the chorus. And we would make it like a metal song. So like before I started singing, just jokingly, but we would, instead of being like the waves, we'd be like the waves, like just for fun. And I mean that's not that crazy, but it made it. I think about that now every time I hear the song. I'm like waiting for it to go into like this screaming like but yeah, that was pretty funny. And then I'm filming, or I filmed a music video for the song. It's just going to be myself because Ben is obviously overseas. So the person I recorded it with or shot with, we just kept making jokes the whole night, being like, "Oh, are we gonna close the dark tonight? Yeah, I think we have to close the dark tonight." Like just making jokes about the song because but yeah, I haven't toured yet. So to be determined if anything funny happens. When and if I tour, which I'm hoping to. So
You have to do a tour with Ben.
that would be awesome, but I don't know how that would work. I mean, it would have to be like, I don't know, because I don't think, I feel like I wouldn't be a good opener for his band, Diamond Black, because it's such different styles. It would be cool to play the song live someday. That would be amazing, and fun. But yeah, I don't know. I have to look into like starting in the US for a little tour and see what happens, you know. I guess there has to be a demand for you to play. So I have to find some artists to open for, hopefully. So
That would be really amazing. Or
yeah.
opening for the Sisters of Mercy.
Oh, geez, that would be wild, huh? Just with me with my little acoustic guitar, though. No, I'm working on changing up my live performances a little bit because right now it's just me and my acoustic, and I'm trying to, because I don't have a band, I'm trying to implement like my backing tracks more, so I can get like the full sound of what my songs sound like instead of, because I have to change them when I play live. I have to play acoustic versions of them, which is still, they're still good that way, but it's different. So it's not the same. It doesn't give the same effect or ambiance.
But time to time. I want to see that.
Yeah.
And if you could perform anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Hmm. I mean, this isn't the only. So I'd love to perform in LA. I think that's more feasible. But I want to do a performance in a old church, like something. I mean, our churches here don't go back that, probably the 1600s, but I want to like some sort of European cathedral where the sound is amazing and there's like an organ in there. I can't play the organ, but someone else can play it. That would be my dream, to just even like record a whole album just in a church. Um, but I would love to play like, I don't know if that's a thing, like church or cathedral concerts, if there are venues that are, or cathedrals converted into venues. I don't know, but that's like always been my dream because I love churches and cathedrals, even though I'm not religious.
Imagine renting a cathedral for one night.
That would probably cost a lot of money. But that would be amazing. That would be, oh my God. I should look into this. See what I can do.
All
Have a
dressed
big
up
party.
as the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh my God. That would be, that's a dream. So yeah, that's my, some people want to perform at, I don't even know venues. Like I just want to perform in a church. That's it. That's all I care about.
If that happens someday, I would need to be there.
Yes. Yes. Well, you're in Spain, right?
Yes. At
So
the
you
moment,
probably
I'm
have,
in Spain. I don't know
you
if I
have,
will move or.
no, I'll come to Spain. I'm sure you have cathedrals there. I'll come to Spain. I've never been to Spain, so
We've got the one that is in Barcelona,
okay. I'll be there.
and that one is really good.
I want to go. Okay. I'll book a trip.
That would be really amazing.
Oh, that would be so cool.
We need
Someday.
a dress. We need a dress.
I know. I know.
It's an excuse to buy another one.
I know, right? Yes. Yes. I'm always looking for an excuse to buy more, so
But it's life. We need them.
I know.
And do you have anything you would like to say to the people who are watching us?
Well, thank you so much for anyone who watches this, and thank you so much for interviewing me. Um, this is definitely out of my comfort zone, which is, and now it's like dark, and it went from sunny to dark. More my vibe, but yeah, no, just thank you, and I appreciate like all the people who have taken the time to send messages about what not even just what like a song I've written means to them, but just if I post something that resonates, because sometimes I just post because I need to get it out, and social media has become this like way to connect with people for better or worse. um but it makes it worth it to me if someone reaches out and is like, "Hey, what you said really resonated with me. I'm feeling this way today." And then to me, that's like, oh, that was worth it. Like I was self-conscious about posting something or about sharing this song. And oh my God, my phone, sorry.
I was like,
I
what?
don't know what happened. But, but it really, that makes it worth it. Like anytime I feel like giving up, which is often, um, on my music and art, it makes it worth it, even if it's just one person. So, yeah, so thank you and thank everyone for supporting me and liking the new song because I think it's awesome. Ben thinks it's awesome. We want everyone to think it's awesome.